Hello, 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 and hello again. Guess what? We are back for the one and only number 14
14.
backstage here at Jubilee Theater. And I am D. Wambui Richardson, Executive Artistic Director. And as always, I have the blessing and the joy. Number one, let's be clear. She went away from us from a little while.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Had left me abandoned,
I'm
Lord. I didn't know what to do. I was alone.
Aw.
And I don't
But he
ever want to
did
be
good.
alone. Oh, no, I did all right. But
did
I'm
good.
so grateful to have her back. The one and only Miss Kenya.
Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Kenya. Kenya with a J. Yes, your box office extraordinaire and co-host
Come on.
to Backstage with Jubilee Theater. I miss y'all too, but I'm back. I'm back.
And and in the spirit of being back, let's talk about some of the things that you missed along the way. So, we just closed Hype Man, a breakbeat
Yes.
play. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of the community that came out here and had a great time with the show. We had a very good, strong. Ooh, I'm tired. We had a great closing to the show. Shout
we
out to the
did.
Boys and Girls Club. They came out and they brought out the whole house. And we had a great post-show conversation about the show, talking about rap and talking about, what are the things that we as artists should and shouldn't be doing,
Yes.
and how that is reflected in the world. So shout out to them. Then, in the midst of all of that, guess what? Jubilee Theater, as well as all the theaters out there, we attended the Irma P. Hall Awards.
Shout out to Irma
Come
P.
on.
Hall,
Yeah, and
yes.
to Giles
Giles
King,
King
the
of-
executive
yes.
producer of the Irma P. Hall
Yes.
Awards. And I would be remiss if I did not say Jubilee Theater does what Jubilee Theater does.
What we always do.
And in a lot of places, I looked at the table at one point and we just had about 4 or 5 awards sitting on the table. And it's not just that it was Jubilee Theater, it was that so many of the artists that we here at Jubilee Theater have touched, have worked with, have trained. And it's, even when they won, and I was scared, I said, oh Lord, when I leave here tonight, I may have to watch my back. Because people were winning at other theaters and saying, yes, I won at this theater, but I got my start at Jubilee,
Jubilee
Theater.
Theater.
I said I had to go tackle a couple of them. Like, look here, stop saying our name like that. I thank you. However, it's
Greatness
okay.
comes out of Jubilee Theater.
Come on. And I thank every actor, every artist that won an award. And they, even if they won somewhere else, they still were representing Jubilee Theater.
Yes.
It's a testament that it means we're doing something right if the artists that we're touching are leaving us, going to other organizations, and still remembering where they got their start.
Yes.
So for that, I thank you all so much. Thank you, Giles King. Thank you, Irma P. Hall Awards. And thank you, huge shout out, because Jubilee Theater took home play production of the year with I Got the Last Laugh. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, beautiful people.
Here we go.
All right. Now, I know y'all looking at this background set going, ooh, this one looking real rough. That's why it's backstage at Jubilee. We shut our show down, and now we're in the process of building and getting the next show up on its feet. Now, what show is that, Miss Kenya?
Oh, it's called Test to Testimony.
Come on.
A gospel musical. You all did we say gospel?
Come on.
Yes, y'all know y'all like the musicals and you love some gospel.
And this one is a brand new.
It's a brand new piece of work. Y'all want to know who wrote it?
Now, look, we didn't have to do all of that. Now. I'm just saying.
The director of this musical is the person sitting to my right. And then we have somebody else in the room that we're going to introduce a little bit later. But Test to Testimony, if you do not have your ticket already,
Come on.
you better get it soon, because when I tell you the people are calling and they're getting group tickets, don't be mad if your favorite seat is gone.
Speaking of group tickets, I hear that we have something called a Divine Access
We
Pass.
do have a Divine Access Pass. Call me for information on that, Tuesday through Friday, 12 to 5. 817-338-4411. Again, that is 817-338-4411. I'm sitting here waiting for you to call me.
Come on. Now, yes, I wrote the play, or should I say I adapted James Weldon Johnson's God's Trombones, and we're converting it into a full-on musical. But guess what? I did not do this by myself.
No, he didn't.
No man is an island. Okay? I'm just going to say that no man is, especially with the hats we wear over here at Jubilee Theater, nobody can say I did it all by myself. What I am blessed to have the opportunity to do is to introduce this talented genius, this young man, the one and only.
The one and only.
Stephen
A.
Taylor. All right. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm good sir. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It is good to hear you. Now, this is where Miss King gonna take off from me because she know I'll be ready to go into the play and stuff. But go ahead, before you tap me on my shoulder.
Yes, we're going to keep him quiet for just a little bit because y'all know he like to go, right? So, Mr. Stephen A. Taylor, tell us a little something personal about you. Who is Mr. Taylor outside of all of this stuff that we're going to talk about later?
Just a regular guy. Love Jesus. Love my wife. Love my family. Love people. Love arts. That's
basically
all.
it.
That's basically it.
All right.
Regular guy.
All righty. Well, he said wife. Don't be looking at him talking.
Tapping on the shoulder.
Tapping him on the shoulder, talking about, hey, Zach. No.
Because them musicians, they're synonymous for leaving with phone numbers in their pocket.
This is true.
So true. Okay.
Even at the church house.
We're going to move past it.
Probably
we
more
not
in
getting in
church
trouble
house
now.
than anywhere else.
We ain't going to get in no trouble, but you know what? I fight for my people. Yes.
Come on.
Wifey, yeah, I will fight somebody just for you. I don't even know who your wife is, but I beat them down.
Come on.
We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Not up in here. Okay, now moving on. Yes, I love Jesus too. What is your musical background? Like, where did you go to school? How did you learn all of music just for it to exude out of you?
Well, born and raised in New York. While I was in high school, there was a play, Mama Wanna Sing, a very, very famous off-Broadway black musical. And I don't have enough time to tell you how I got there, but it was just the Lord, and I started playing in the show at a very young age. Deatra Hicks, Kelly Price, Tony Terry, all those kind of people came out of that show. I could name a million other ones, but that's kind of got my start in theater on a professional level. Did the road, did a lot of stuff with Patti LaBelle, recording. So that was kind of my jump start at a very young age. Moved to California, LA, and again, did a lot of stuff. And it's at that point in time, I kind of switched from R&B to start doing gospel. I was at the church, West Angeles Church of God in Christ, and became on staff there. Also went to UCLA because I always have wanted to do film. So I studied at the UCLA film division that deals with film scoring. So again, that's kind of just a little tidbit on how I got started in music.
Okay. Were you that kid? Because I grew up with a lot of little ones who either sat by the drums or sat by the organ, and they were knee-high to grasshopper, and they sat there and they just soaked it in. Were you that child coming up, or was this just a gift?
My dad actually played piano, and so growing up, I always heard music.
Okay.
I went to, at that age, a young age, went to a church in Brooklyn, which was one of the high churches. We got the high churches, and this wasn't go church. This was one of the high churches. If Jesse Jackson was gonna come, that was the church he was coming to.
Gotcha, okay.
And so I got to start classically, but my dad would be playing all the R&B. He would play gospel too. And so I actually started on guitar. So I took guitar lessons, but when I would get on the piano, I said, I can do more with the piano than I can do with the guitar. So that began my love for the piano and other keyboard instruments.
Okay. So now we're gonna see, like, what is your personal? Well, you told us your personal relationship because of that fantastic production that I do remember as a child, and I wanted to go to New York to see Mama, I Want to Sing, and that would have been my first introduction to theater. But of course, didn't
What
make
role
it.
were you in Mama, I Want to Sing?
I started out playing piano as a sub for the MD.
Oh.
Yeah. And then what happened was there was some stuff I didn't know about. 'Cause again, I'm real young, but the Vi Higginson came to me and said, hey, we're getting ready to change the music. Do you want to submit some songs?
Come on.
And I submitted some songs, and I got 2 songs in the show.
Wow.
Yeah, so I ended up being MD, for the band.
That is how you do it. Okay, so now what excites you about music in general? Not just gospel and not just R&B, not just soul, not just jazz. What excites you about music?
Creating atmosphere. I love lyrics. I love notes. I love harmonies. I love rhythms. Usually when I see words on a piece of paper, or even when I'm looking at you and I'm looking at Wam, I hear things. So the way you walk makes me write a song.
Now I'm be
The
changing
way
my
you
walk.
talk. Yeah, that's I love creating.
Okay.
I love creating that atmosphere. I don't know if you remember this, Juan, but the very first Irma that I went to, I don't know if that was the first one, but I think it was the first one. That's when I met you.
Okay.
And I introduced myself to you.
Yep.
And that's how we got introduced. And so to answer your question, I just love to create what's not there.
Okay.
And in this show, there was a lot not there.
Let's now we're gonna get on to this production. So we got all of that good stuff from Stephen. I really want to go into more, but I'm not.
He gonna slide it in. He gonna slide it in.
Because I like that idea of that you hear music in everything. Because in my mind, I see theater in everything. Everywhere that I go, I see something that okay. I see that as a
Just walking down the street. Oh, that's a character right there.
Yes,
The way he's
all of
walking, the
that.
way he's
So,
doing that.
I like that. I like that idea. But we're gonna go ahead and pivot to the production that we're getting ready. That we didn't have a day off, you all, to start on, and it is Test of Testimony, as we told you all, and Stephen A. Taylor is the MD for this. He's the creator of all of the music, and Wham said, "Here's 2 words. Now go for it."
There you go. So,
Go for it. Create a song that will go with this scene.
And move the story
And
forward.
move the story
That
forward.
part.
And
Yep.
I'm enjoying the rehearsals, even though I haven't been I ain't been to all of them yet. But what I see and what I hear, and you cold.
Come on, Cole.
with
Come
it.
on.
You cold with it. Okay, so now here we go, y'all.
Let me put my glasses on so I can look intellectual like you today. So everybody, as I'm slowly starting to go blind, and I say, when did this happen?
Yesterday.
You get on the other side of 45, and they're like, oh, glasses. I wasn't ready for it. So, Test of Testimony is an adaptation of James Weldon Johnson's God's Trombones. For those of you who, everybody knows this particular book, it really is a collection of 7 sermons by James Weldon Johnson. And over the years, everybody has done their own interpretation of God's Trombones, where it's usually the sermons with some songs tied together and some movement. It's a pageant play. And my challenge was, and I've done God's Trombones, the traditional, a couple of times. I think every black theater in America has done. I don't think you can be a black theater and you have not done God's Trombones.
Right.
But how do we challenge ourselves as artists to take the sermons of God's Trombones and make it a full-on musical? Something that beyond Jubilee Theater can go other places and equally compete with anything else out there that is considered a musical. And for those of you that don't know, the difference between a pageant play and a musical, the biggest piece of it is the songs of the play, of the musical, move the story forward. When the characters are singing, they're singing dialogue that moves the story forward, that moves the arch of the story forward, that challenges us, and uplifts the sermons themselves in this particular musical. So what we ended up doing is, how do we create characters that have a justification for needing these sermons? And out of needing those sermons, what songs are being created that are either leading them into or taking them out of those particular sermons?
Okay.
So that's how we got here. And that's how we got from test to testimony. You cannot have it, before I go into my pastoral voice. Come on. You can't have a testimony.
Come on.
Unless you've had a test. And I think
Yes,
people have to ask them, you have to question yourself. A lot of people want a testimony, but you have to realize, in order to have gotten there, you have to have gone through something. You know, you have to, before, you have to be careful what it is you pray for. Because what you pray for means you have to go through something to achieve it. You know, when you say, I want patience, that means you have to go through things that are going to test your patience for you to achieve them. And so in this particular show, we've developed these archetypical characters of a prophet and a doctor in opposing worlds, in a world where there is a true separation of church and state. And what does it look like to be in a world where church and state are truly separated, and the only place you can serve your God is at home? And in the midst of all of that, we have these lyrics, which for me as a playwright, I can map those things out in terms of how they're moving those stories forward. But how do we create a feeling, a tone, a mood, and something that's driven by the characters, that the music of those lyrics makes sense? Yeah. Okay. And so for you, Stephen, what was your approach in being able, and this is, as you said, is a workshop play. We're workshopping this thing. And we got through our first two songs last night, which were, just come see the show. Okay? We doing some great things up in here. Talk to us about your approach to musicalizing something that was just a bunch of words on paper and having to contextualize it into flesh and blood people.
I'll say this, that from the time I've known you, I think we get along because you're real different and I'm real different.
Okay.
So we have an equality, creative gene that connects together. So when I first read the script, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to pray about this one because you got some stuff going on in here. But it was attractive because of what I come from, the background that I come from. I have doctors, I have lawyers, I have preachers. My dad was a pastor. My dad was a pastor, though, that went to Rikers Island. And probably my dad is passed now, but if you asked him probably what was one of his things that he's most proud of, it would probably be that.
Wow.
So I think that was the key for me spiritually, God saying, no, this is you. This is you. This is specifically for you. So when I read the script and I connect with it, I read it over and over and over again and try to get into the body of each character so that I can write to see what lyric am I hearing. And you had lyrics there already. I've changed, just some things and kind of massage some things, but putting that bed of what kind of feeling is going on here. Like for the first scene, you guys got to come see this. You have to see this show. You have to see this show. But I see myself getting into the seat, and what do I want to feel when I'm in the seat and looking at the character? What do I want to hear? My mom can't see anymore. She's dealing with glaucoma.
Wow.
So when my mom gets in the seat, I don't care that she can see because she's going to feel what you have on the paper
Wow.
and what's happening with the actors and actresses. So that was the background, that was the foundation where I started. And so every day now, as I read the script again and I'm preparing music and massaging the music, it's coming to life. So I can see it on Jubilee stage and I can see it on the Broadway stage.
I love that.
Okay.
I love that. And that's what our hope is. That's what our hope is. And because we're workshopping and building a show, this is a process that usually takes a year at bare minimum to
Yes,
do.
sir.
Where you're
Yes, sir.
workshopping a show and you're trying, for a show that ends up with maybe 30 songs in it, it started probably with about 60 songs.
Right.
And it got chopped down along the way, and some of the songs got short and some got longer. The I Am song and the Big Dream song, the types of songs that kind of mark what a musical are. We start kind of playing around with the formula for it. But in this one, we are literally we're in rehearsal, building a brand new musical that's gonna go and be in front of an audience in the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
While we're doing that, how do you, as the MD, negotiate the building up the music while matching it with the actors in the space? Because we're almost building the show around the voices in the room.
Yes.
Versus the opposite. The MD already knows, I want a soprano here, I need a tenor here, I need somebody that can get to this note and somebody that can do this. We flipped it in reversal, so we're all really building the show around who's on stage. So what's your approach in being able to do that with the actors in the room?
Interesting question. It's kind of like cooking. And you can look at what it says that you need to do this, you need to do this, so you can get that. But at the same time, in the cupboard, this is what you got.
Yep.
So you got to work with what you got in the cupboard. So that's how I'm looking at this.
Love it.
And so that's why it's really, really important for me to be in that room when it's prior to, when we're doing auditions. But sometimes we can get the person that we love, and by the time we get to the showtime, something done happened with their life.
Yep.
Okay, so we got to recast.
Yes.
So what you had written 3 weeks ago now has to be changed because the actor or actress has been changed because we had to change the casting. So working with the people in the room, that's why I like to sit and watch. I like to sit and watch when you're creating, when in this it's Kayla is creating choreography. Yeah, doing a great job. So I'm learning from sitting and watching your process and learning that actor and that actress and listening to them. And usually for those people that are actors, singers, as opposed to singer actors,
Because there is a difference.
yeah,
There
it's
is
a
a
big
difference.
difference. That's a
Yes.
whole nother podcast. Y'all call me for it.
We'll call you back for that.
Okay, yeah. And so, and then coming again from New York, where you got to, and California, where you got to be that triple threat.
threat.
You got to be there because the other person auditioning is there too. But sometimes you can get over because your acting is so on point, and your music is enough to get by, depending upon the musical. So this is not that show. There ain't nobody trying to get by here. Everybody's gonna have to play their weight. But at the same time, I do believe, as probably the pastor in me, is one who loves to train and who loves to massage and help and educate. And so that helps with the process too. I did that a lot with, I won't mention names, but in some other shows that we've done here at Jubilee.
Yes.
But we got there.
I love it. This is a gospel musical that we hope is going to leave 506 Main Street and go to other places and and just let the Lord do what the Lord do. My question becomes, for someone whose background is very much in the church, as well as the commercial world and all that other good stuff, is there a place? Should gospel music be performed outside of the church? Should we be looking at producing? If I had my druthers, we'd be designing and getting ready to take this to Broadway. But is there a world where we should be taking something as sacred as gospel music to Broadway, and why or why not?
I'm a firm believer that gospel means good news.
Come on.
And
come
so
on, come on.
I do think that good news is more lyrical than it is musical. It's what you say. Now, we can go deeper in how you form, how you make that music work. I do think that because it's good news, it needs to be something that's not been done that way before. It can't be a copy of something else. I do think there's a lot of gospel out now that's a copy of something else that's been already done.
Love it.
Something from hip hop, something from R&B, something from jazz, something from funk, something from rock. Nothing wrong with those genres, but just call it something else. Don't call it good news necessarily. So I do think that the gospel should be taken in every form. Every state, every country, every stage. I'm a firm believer in that.
So for those who are going to come out and see this show, yes, this is a gospel musical, and we've built it in a way that it is controversial in that everybody here has read the script. There are controversial moments in the show, and for people who believe, and I'm in a room full of people who do, who are we as artists to create work that ask hard questions of God? So much so that I think sometimes as audience members, we can be so holier than thou that how dare you? Who are you to ask? Or, in my private, I don't ask those questions. Do we have a responsibility as artists who also believe to create work that only glorifies but never asks questions?
I think
Everybody took a breath.
Everybody was like, whew.
I believe that there's no better forum than us as creatives who believe to be able to create, whether it be a play, a musical, any theatrical piece that people can come and see. And those questions, those hard questions, are not only asked, but they are answered as well. And maybe for some people they aren't answered, but I do believe because we are a safe place, we're a place that's not bound by tithers that go to the church, or a string of generational people that have existed in this church, and it's thus. And it's been done this way by grandma, it's been done this way by mama. And but we open up a forum where people can see things and be able to think beyond the scope of just being in the four walls of a regular church.
I love
Okay.
it. Love it. So while putting together and building this show, what are some of the musical inspirations you have that have helped shape how the music is being built?
Certainly a lot of the Broadway musicals, going back to The Wiz. Of course, we've done here some of the musicals like Color Purple. I think Donald Lawrence,
Tri-City Singers. No, I'm just
well, actually the Tri-City Singers are his baby. that he used to have, but he's a bona fide composer.
Yes.
And so from that perspective, certainly a person to study his choral arrangements and study how he approaches, and he's one that has the both of two worlds, and that's why I like him in terms of inspiration for this show, because he understands theater. And there's a lot of great gospel writers, but I don't want people to come and think they're seeing a gospel concert. And many people are putting up musicals and putting up gospel plays that are only gospel musicals. Wam gave you one ABC 1, 2, 3 on what a musical is, and it's not a concert. Those are two different things.
Very different.
And so to just use Donald Lawrence as an example, he gets it. Another inspiration would be, what was the with the Three Muses, I cannot think of the name.
Hercules?
Hercules.
Yeah.
Hercules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ladies.
Yeah.
The ladies.
Yeah.
The Three
That's an
Muses. Oh,
exact example. Yeah, but those are some of the. Of course, Richard Smallwood gets it too.
yes.
Every time.
Yeah. So you can listen to his music and you can hear the theatrical imagery and what's going on. And so when I'm approaching this, every time I approach it in the room and when I'm out of the room, in my prayer closet, in my car, going over the music, I want people to be able to, even if they cannot see what is happening on stage, they can hear and be able to get the sense of what is this testimony.
Come on.
Now, in this production, I had to jump in, y'all. In this production, is there one particular piece of music that stands out with you, that you really want to, y'all better get this one exactly right, because this is what I hear?
I could probably better answer maybe 3 weeks from now.
Okay.
We done put it all together.
Yeah, but I am trying to shape. I know old school. There's a theme that kind of weaves through from the beginning to the end. It might be a note, it might be a rhythm. Sometimes it's a lyric that weaves. So I haven't found that weave yet.
Okay.
But I do know when Wam and I when we first met, and you did ask me about one song that you wanted me to rearrange or come up with another concept. And so right now, that would probably be number one, what I came up with. I'm probably kind of a little married to that one right now. But it could change.
It could
depends.
change.
It depends. Yeah.
Now, would that change depend on the character that's singing it, that voice, and how they represent what that song is saying to you, do you think?
It's a possibility.
Okay.
It is a possibility. Again, as a composer, and you, Kenja and Juan, both writers, I'm sure you identify, this resonates with you. It's all your babies. You know, so every song that I write, every melody, every lyric, it becomes my baby.
Okay.
That I carry all the time. And as parents, you know, we should not have favorites. We should not.
Should not.
But I do think that there are favorite things that we will favor about one child over another at that particular time.
In that moment.
In that
That
moment.
moment.
Yeah.
In that moment.
So it would depend. It would depend.
depends.
Like we've introduced one song at this point in time, and I'm really loving, loving that. I'm loving each character and how they're approaching it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So beautiful, people. As we get ready to wrap up, I challenge you all to come on out to see From Test to Testimony, a brand new gospel musical. Come to the table with an open mind come to the table ready to clap your hands, stomp your feet, have a good time, but also give yourself permission to ask questions and be okay with not always knowing the answers. Miss Kenya, when is this show?
Well, Test to Testimony will obviously be right here at Jubilee Theater, 506 Main Street, Fort Worth, Texas. If you know where Sundance Square is, you know where we are. Taking place March 27th all the way through April 26th. March 27th through April 26th. Call me at 817-338-4411, Tuesday through Friday, 12 to 5. Not Sunday, Tuesday through Friday. If not, just go right on over to our website, jubileetheater.org, and you can pull up information and purchase your tickets. But before we go, Mr. Stephen A. Taylor, tell us where the people can connect with you. Your social medias, if possible. Don't give out your phone number now.
He does have a wife.
He got a wife. Go ahead.
You can get me on all social media platforms. You can go to my website at try-taylorpro.com, and you'll see some of the works that I've done, some of the things that we are doing presently, and I'd love to connect with you. Stephen A. Taylor, music on social media, all those platforms.
Work it out. Thank you, Brother Taylor. And the sad part is right after these cameras go down, we about to go directly into rehearsal. So beautiful people, remember as always, we are
Jubilee
Jubilee Theater. Be blessed.